All right, guys, I'm going to walk you through doing an engraving job and how to use the system to engrave logos or maybe some writing, serial numbers, some kind of marking, things like that that you might want to engrave, and also cut, where you would do some parts of it are cut, some are engraved. So we're going to import our image just like normal. We're going to go here to import and DXF file, and we're going to pick out off of our drive this sample engrave file that I created, and I'm going to get rid of this other drawing here that I was using. Alright, so we'll zoom in. So normally I keep everything on the green layer, so I'm just going to, first of all, I'm going to move all this to the green layer by highlighting it and clicking on the green layer there, and you see it changed up to green. And now anything that you want to engrave, you can move to a different layer. So we know we want to engrave these logos. I mean, a lot of this you could easily cut. All right, so you don't have to engrave this stuff, but you could engrave it. And the purpose of this is if you want to engrave something, you can. So I've highlighted, these things I want to engrave, and then I'm going to come over here and move it to the pink layer. So you see the green and pink. Once you have it highlighted, all you have to do is click the layer, and those are now in pink. And we might as well engrave this. Whoops. Showed you that in a previous video, how easy it is to accidentally grab something. So we're just going to undo that, and we're going to highlight that as well. And we're going to move it to the pink layer. Alright, so we're going to cut out the this is going to be like a switch panel or something. I just made it up real quick to show you this. And let me show you the difference. So we've got some 20 gauge on there. So if I open this up, I'm going to go ahead and import my 20 gauge parameters. And you saw this from the previous video. So let me get that in here. 20 gauge. And I always keep the engraving on its own layer, the pink layer. So we're going to cut this at 1100 inches a minute. And, you see 100% power and, the parameters there. But if you go over on the engraving tab, which is going to be the pink tab. So that was the cutting tab, everything in green, and then everything in pink is going to be engraved. You can see down here that we got 5% power. See that 5% cut power, and you have to have the dynamic power just turned on with settings very similar to that. And again, if you bought this from me, you're going to find an engraving tool library that you can just select and you'll be all set. But yeah, so let me get this set up and we'll cut it and take a look at it. Alright, well, you saw the cam setup and how to separate the layers for engraving, so let's get it cut. Alright, let me get it pulled out and we'll look at it. Alright, there's what it looks like off the machine. You can see that sort of smudgy, left over from the cold rolled. And you can see we got some nice cuts on the front and back. But if we just wipe that off, I just got a little glass cleaner on this. Now keep in mind, I did sand this with 120 grit on the belt sander, so it's kind of probably grabbing the fibers of this rag. So you'll probably see that when we zoom in. But here's a look at what you can get with it, with the engraving. It's pretty nice, actually. And again, you can see some of the fibers from the rag I just wiped over it. But yeah. All right, well, that is the engraving part of the video series. Hopefully that helps you. And again, remember, the engraving set of parameters are included with your zip file, so you can take a look at those and load them in and tweak them as needed.